Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be taking a look at Really Big Sky. Recently released on Steam for the PC, I decided to give this game a look, and I must say, I'm really impressed. Now, of all the games of this type that I have played, this is quite easily the one that I have enjoyed the most. I've spent a few hours already on it, and I'm having a great time, so I wanted to take a moment to show you guys some gameplay and give you guys an idea as to what to expect from the game, just giving my thoughts, opinion, and all that kind of jazz. Alright, so the game was developed by Boss Baddie. This is a space-based, score-focused shooter type of game. I'm sure you guys have seen many games of this like, but again, I've played a few, and this is easily the one that I've enjoyed the most. Really, really awesome. I'm feeling it's very dynamic, both the gameplay itself as the vehicle you fly around with, and then the enemies you come across. Very dynamic, very enjoyable. The soundtrack is a lot of fun to listen to as well. It kind of really gets you into the game, really gets you focused on the gameplay as well. So you pick up various power-ups as you expect, and you will have noticed there I went through this big black mass. That was actually a meteor, and you'll go through meteors throughout the game. There's two types of modes for your ship. There's your basic shooter mode, which you're seeing here, and then you can flip it around with right mouse button, and that puts you into like a drill mode, and that allows you to go through the planets, go through the meteors, comets, whatever it may be. Besides that, you are shooting enemies and collecting, I believe it's called Stardust, or something of that like. When you kill an enemy, they'll drop a whole bunch of these kind of shimmery little looking items. I think it's Stardust or something like that. And you just have to collect that. You get points. With those points, you can upgrade your ship. You upgrade all sorts of things. Basically, some defensive missiles you can get for it. You can upgrade the amount of damage you can take. Like, it gives you some sort of a shield, stuff like that. All kinds of basic stuff that you would expect. But yes, there is an upgrade system with the points that you score while playing in the game. And yeah, again, so many different variants, the music, everything about it. Just, of all the games that are like this that I've played, I'm having a great time playing this. Just picked it up today, already have spent quite a bit of time with it. Probably will spend even more time on it as well. It's just a lot of fun. So if you don't have much to do today and you feel like wasting some time and playing a space-based shooter, I would give this a look. Again, it is called Really Big Sky. I'll give you a little rundown here of some of the game's features listed on Steam. 12 juicy, full-fat game modes, giant dynamic bosses, and 17 enemy types. Power-ups, perk systems, and friendly mothership. That's hilarious. Ultra perks and ultra weapons for super post-game madness. Smash through solid planets and asteroids, cruise through gas giants, all sorts of fun stuff. There's a tutorial in here as well. There's a full Xbox 360 controller support. Secret unlocks in the game, all sorts of wonderful jazz. One of the really most interesting things I found about this game so far in the playthrough that I've had is the different types of areas you go through. We're coming up to something that I thought was absolutely ridiculous at first. And then I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And you'll see it in just one moment. So you're going to notice here we get some asteroids. I'm just going to avoid those as opposed to drilling through them. And then here it is. That is correct, my friends. Those are skulls of Tyrannosaurus, and they are shooting lasers. And at first I was like, what is going on? And then I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience. Nevertheless, and things kind of slow down here, and you can notice you're gonna actually like kind of go through your own lasers and end up getting hit. That's something else that I noticed too. I died in this game a lot, and I'm almost certain that part of that is going to be due to the fact that I'm not very good at this type of game. The other thing too is I think just the difficulty in this game is meant to be incredibly high, and I think that certainly is going to play a role in it. I read a bunch of reviews and people were saying that this game is just a bit absurd. That's in a good way though. They were saying it's absurd in a good way. So we will be continuing and retrying here, as it were, going up into the next area. It's gonna kind of start over the same thing. Something I did notice as we were going through this as well is that no two runs have ever been the same so far for me. Now, I'm only playing one game mode. I'm playing the classic game mode. I didn't try any of the other game modes available in the game. And like I said, there's a lot of them. There's 12, in fact, 12 various game modes here that you can do. But in this one classic game mode, no two run-throughs were the same. It's not like I knew what was coming up every single time. It was not like that at all. I'm playing the same game mode, just continuing along the way, and you're going to notice it's just vastly different the first time to the second time to the third time, all sorts of stuff. And let me just talk on the gameplay a little bit now, rather than continuing to talk about the game. So you'll notice right now, these are my regularly fired missiles. Very, very standard. This is what you start with, and you will continue to fire them. You just need to move your mouse around. It is auto fire. I just switched around there by clicking on the right mouse button to go into the drill mode, and you will have noticed inside of that planet there were various power-ups. You just have to pass through them and you collect those power-ups. Now there's got to be some sort of indicator on the screen. I couldn't tell, but they don't last forever. They eventually dissipate. These big purple things here, I haven't found a way to destroy them other than this. Super Scion mode? No, it's actually, you go into a melee mode. You've got 3 of them, 3 of those power-ups that you can do per run. And on the top you will see those little icons. They kind of look like S's. There's now 2 of them left. Before I did that big twirly thing, there were 3. But those enemy types you can't actually ever pass through, and that's kind of a frustrating thing. You're basically forced to use that type of thing on them. At least that's the only way I've found to pass through them, if they form a complete wall off like they did there. And here's some more of them. Basically, you shoot at them to decrease the radius of those things, but you can see they form that full wall, so it's kind of forced to go into my my crazy ultra mode to do some melee damage, as it were. And this is a boss, if you haven't been able to tell already. There are various boss types, and clearly this is much different than the initial run that you saw, because in the initial run I went to Dino Headland. But this is one of the boss types that I've encountered. I've encountered, I think, about 4 or 5 so far, and I think there's supposed to be quite a few of them. They've all got their basic mechanics to them. It's just a matter of learning it. Chances are pretty high that you will die once or twice when you first encounter a boss, just learning their mechanics. You can see this one squishes you all the way to the edge, and if your ship runs into that thing, you're dead. Besides that, I'm trying to avoid all these missiles and all these enemies coming in, and then also trying to shoot down those thrusters there. And again, he just keeps going in and out and in and out, and it's so annoying. I don't know if this is the one, but one of them, I killed it, and then I thought it was over. I was planning on making my way to the next part, and then all of a sudden, here it is, watch. I kill it, and then, okay, I guess I just died there. I thought, it looked like I was winning, and I was ready to go on to the next area, but evidently that was not the case. Interestingly enough here, you can post your scores to Twitter. Very smart of them, very, very smart indeed. Having that functionality in there, being able to post stuff to Twitter. Twitter's such a big thing now. Yeah, there's no question. That's really smart of them. It is really smart of them. It's going to get the word out about their game if people post their scores to Twitter. People will be like, what game is this? Let me take a look at this thing here. A really big sky. All right, so one of these enemies, he just crashed in the planet like a dummy. I flip around into my drill bore mode, collect some of these lovely power-ups, and then continue my way right on through. So you'll notice that power-up there, that is one of the ones that I collected. I believe that is the bomb power-up, and then it's just going to disappear. Again, I don't know where on the screen it tells me there's an indicator of this. I guess they're all just short duration buffs, and that's it. So these cloud areas that you pass through, very, very heavily clouded, there'll be these little, I don't even know what to call them. They're just these little lines, these little sort of like walls, and you pass through them and you collect bonus points because they drop some of that stardust. But I've only encountered that within those heavily clouded areas in the game. That big red thing that I blew up was a bomb, and that's what allowed that yellow enemy to explode so quickly. Here's some more small enemies, and these things are crazy. They've got that purple shield, and you can't penetrate that. If you get fire through the shield, though, towards the core, that's how you actually destroy it. And these ones, you're going to see they pop out, they shoot a giant laser, you have to avoid the laser, everything else that's going on. It's just so intense, such an intense experience. And this is one of the larger ones, which will not die as quickly as the smaller ones. And subsequently, you've got these streams of lasers that will also pop out. So you can see all the enemies coming in from the side, from the right side of the screen, avoiding the giant, ever-present laser, trying to shoot through that purple impenetrable beam to hit the core, and then you have to get them all the way down to the red, and then once in the red, your next wave of fire is actually going to take him out. So here we go, he's in the red, next one will be boom, and he blows up. And then another one shows up, but luckily that was just a smaller one, and he did not last as long. Here we go into hyperspace. Oh, how interesting, huh? How interesting indeed. It's nuts. This game is nuts and a lot of fun. I don't even know what that thing is. I decided to try to go in it, and it turned out to be a good idea. And again, one of the things that I thought was really cool is that it's not 100% evident what you can and cannot go into, what is good or bad for you. And what is this? Like, how is this even... It's just so ridiculous. This game, I found this game so ridiculous, but that's a good thing. It was ridiculous in an enjoyable way. I'm just looking at all this stuff right now, and I'm like, what? is going on? What the heck is going on? That's all I was thinking the entire time that this was happening. I had no idea how any of this made any sense. And here we are at another boss battle. Yes, that is correct. So this guy shoots out a ton of those little tic-tac looking lasers. In addition to that, he will periodically fire a gigantic laser that has to be avoided. But you can see how he's swiveling all over the place. And what happened here for me, I died right there. I was so focused on the tic-tac lasers that I just wasn't, he was swiveling all over the place, I had no idea, and then that was that. And that was the end, and I said, let's go again, because I couldn't stop playing. And that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this little sneak peek here of Really Big Sky. If this looks like something you're interested in, take a look on Steam right now. Available for $8.99 USD over on the Steam store. And I've already spent a few hours on it. Certainly paid off the entry fee for it, the $8.99, and the amount of enjoyment I've already got from it. Give it a try, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy the content. As always, if you like what you see, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning.